Now, did God come and say, I'm assigning this role to you? No. Did the 2021 surgery within 45 days of that, I won the Mrs. UAE crown here in Dubai. The crown sits at my home in the.
Okay, ma'am. So first of all, I'll introduce myself. I'm Sila Sadvi. I'm a peer manager and a content creator at Asli Kahani. So Asli Kahani is a broadcasting media channel where we write articles. We have magazines. We are creating content based on covering events, real stories, documentaries, and much more. So right now we are covering an event named Four Shades of Women, where we would like to feature you as one of the business entrepreneur, and where we are covering different categories of women who have been a part of different sector.
Thank you, Sila. It's a pleasure to be speaking to you today, and thank you, Asli Kahani, for thinking my story was good enough to be broadcasted on your show. My name is Charul C Jaitly, Indian origin, born in a small town called Kanpur in India, in Uttar Pradesh. And I was always this girl, a small little girl with big, big dreams. I found myself traveling 40 countries around the world now. I grew to the position of global head of HR up to a CHRO level for a strategy consulting firm. I've been based in Dubai for the last 20 years, which is now my second home. My heart belongs to India. But my entrepreneurial journey started in 2017. I was at a place in my life, Sila, where, when you hit a glass ceiling very early in your life and you start to figure out what it is that you really are passionate about. And as I continued to explore, I knew some bits of what I wanted, but to be honest, I'm still discovering myself, which is a beautiful journey. So I'm now the co-founder and managing partner of my business called Matiti Group. We are 5 verticals strong. We have 5 businesses under Matiti Group. I'm a communication coach on a mission to empower 1 million lives, helping them enhance their communication and speaking abilities. Take a pause here.
Okay, ma'am, that was a really inspiring journey of yours. So
Thank
first,
you.
let me begin with my first phase of interview. Reflecting your impressive career, how do you think being a woman has shaped your journey as an entrepreneur and leader in the global HR landscape?
So this is a very good question, but I will respond to it more from a global landscape than just HR, because HR was a part of my life. Now I run a business. I'm a
Yep.
communication coach, and I do a lot of things which are very much outside of HR perspective. So Sila, I want to touch upon a little bit of dark part of my story, right? And this was not too long back. Around 7 years back, I was struggling with physical health conditions. I was suffering from mental health issues. I was suffering from career changes, which were breaking me down. I had family issues. I had financial issues. Like, imagine a building. It has 4 solid pillars. Let's say that's your family, your money, your career, and yourself, and all of those pillars were breaking, shaking, and chipping off at the same time. So my foundation was being shaken up. And I realized I was in a place where I had to do some fixing. And I also knew that my life is trying to teach me something and I'm not learning it. So, long story short, I found myself surviving a 5.5 hours long surgery in 2015. And then it came right back, even more aggressive in 2021, which was September of 2021. I survived a 9.5 hour long surgery. And both the times I felt I'm never going to survive. The diagnosis was very scary. But not only did I survive, I emerged on top. After surviving the 2021 surgery, within 45 days of that, I won the Mrs. UAE crown here in Dubai. The crown sits at my home in the drawing room. And what happened there, Silla, was in 2015, when I went into the operation theater, I was miserable. I was pitying myself. I was crying out loud for help. I felt I was not good enough. My body was not good enough. My life did not matter. So I was soaking myself in self-pity. But there has been a beautiful journey. Again, I keep referring back because my story is in the book. 2021, when I went into that surgery, Silla, I was giving my husband a high five, and I told him very clearly, if my life, the universe, my God, loves me so much that I know they do, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to come out of this. And if I finish this learning today, my life will reward me for this. And that was the turning point in my life. Because after that, my learning was over. I did not know it at the time. I understood it way, way, way later. But September of 2021, I finished a massive learning in my life, Silla. And my life crowned me for that within 45 days. And after that, my journey has been this. So my advice to everyone, my advice to whoever listens, and to be honest, even if one person takes away any advice from this conversation, it is all worth it, is to go with the flow, experience your life, do not get beaten up, ask for help if you need to, but just know your life is trying to teach you a lesson for you to grow. It's not putting you through that to bring you down or beat you up. And if anyone, I'm, I'm speaking from a horse's mouth because I've been through a lot. Your life will reward you for accepting how it's coming to you. So embrace it.
I think I don't know what whom, but yeah, I really got inspired with your words and your journey. That's really brave of you, ma'am. And I
Thank,
really feel good, like good health always.
thank
Uh,
you. Thank you.
yeah. So my next question would be: in your experience, what strategies have proven most effective in the field of equality within the workplace?
What strategies within the workplace, yeah, for equality? That's a very, very interesting question. So equality for me is
So
about
sorry.
free, is more about free will, right?
Yeah.
So when I talk about equality at workplace, am I enabling my team members, my co-workers, the leaders in an organization to express themselves freely? Am I offering opportunities for their growth? So give you an example. I was working with this client in a hospitality brand not too long back, where somebody who was good at data entry, for example, was only offered a career growth in data entry. But if you rolled back in their life a little bit, you would realize they got pushed into data entry job, but they were the excellent people for sales. And nobody ever allowed them the opportunity to speak up and say what it is that they want to do in the organization,
Mm.
right? So, creating that culture of free will, creating that culture of transparency, creating that culture of open communication and dialogue, I think fosters a culture of equality because people then think they have the opportunity to speak up, follow what they're passionate about, and if they grow, your organization will grow. So I'm not using the big jargons like strategy and your roadmap and your vision, because if you do things simplistically, like I'm saying, it will all lead up to bigger things. Still, our life is simple. We overcomplicate it. Work on simple things and they will lead to bigger results.
Yeah, it's actually very true and factual. It's very relevant to people who ever listen to this, I feel. So
Thank you.
yeah. So my next question would be, what advice would you give to a young woman aspiring to a leadership role in the international business and entrepreneurship?
Okay, one thing for sure that I want to offer to all the listeners, women who want to make it big, is please, please lean on a coach, a mentor, find the help. Because I did not get that help. And I know if I got it sooner, I will be in a different place in my life. So there is help available. I myself coach and groom and consult a lot of people. But find your own coach, somebody who you align with. Look for help. That is professional help. And then is the other kind of help, which is a personal help, which is find a woman network or a network where you can lean on, where there are people who are achieving or have achieved where you want to be. Because from them, you will draw inspiration. From their learnings, you will draw learnings, and you will perhaps not make the same mistakes that they made. So find a a way of leaning on professionally and personally, and use that as your bouncing pads and leap forward in life.
Question for the session would be, looking forward, what changes do you hope to see in the next decade regarding the women representation in the leadership role across the global industries?
Wow, I think you're kind of putting me in a place where, like, I'm the president of United States of America, and I'm gonna say, and my words will come true, right? But it's good to have an ambition, right? Where I sit, Silla, and how when I go to events and I talk about women power, when I talk about role of women in a society, I always say this: women are the first responders. And a good example of that is, do you have children, Silla?
Sorry, Mama.
That's
I'm a
okay.
student
Why
right
should
now.
you be sorry? Okay, so there are a lot of women out there who will listen to this podcast, and they will have children. Some will have, some will don't have, but they
Uh,
have been a child to a mother, so the experience is the same, right? When there is an emergency in the school, who gets the first call? The mother or the father,
m- yeah, mother.
right? Now, did God come and say, I'm assigning this role to you? No. Did somebody say this is the role of the mother? No. It's a natural phenomena, right? So we as male and female, we have some natural responsibilities assigned to us. And women are the first responders. When something happens in the home, who is first to respond? Who knows where the medical kit is? Who knows where
Mother.
the keys are, right? So that does not make her good or better. I think our fathers and our husbands and the male counterparts have a very important role to play, and I can talk about that. But since we are focusing on women, women naturally are first responders, right? So my recommendation and my hope is that in the world, we as organizations, we as corporates, we as leaders realize and understand authentically what are the true abilities of a male employee, what are the true abilities, gifts of a female employee, and that we allow both to fly, both to prosper. And if both are given equal opportunities, which is where the world is coming, women will rise, women will shine, and they will take up roles on the board, in the leadership room, because their input about decisions that will be made will balance it in a male dominant society, in a male dominant boardroom. And on that note, I would like to make a mention, because Silla, you talking to me today, because I'm able to effectively communicate to you. I'm able to present my ideas to you in a way that it can inspire somebody else. And if you have not already heard, 95% of people on this planet, they fear public speaking more
Yeah,
than they fear death, right? 95% of
totally.
people.
I totally agree.
So yeah, so if you're a male or a female, and especially because we're talking about women today, if they want to make it big in their life, they have to become effective communicators. There's no questions asked. If you want to get the work done, you have to translate your vision, your thoughts into a reality. So find somebody like Charul, or find somebody who you can work with. Find a communication coach who enables you to do that. And the last bit I want to say is, if you want to know more about my journey, because in 20 minutes it's very difficult to say how much I want to say, pick up my book. It's on Amazon. It's an Amazon bestseller. It's called Eye to Eye with I. In Hindi, it's called Atma Sakshatkar. It's like you're looking yourself in the eye. And to everything that I've spoken today, it's all about internal work. It's all about lifting yourself up, because when you lift yourself up, people will come and vibrate in the same frequency, and your life will reach to the next level. So on that note, I'll take a pause.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Like really, I'm very happy and it's very inspiring to talk to you and really learn a lot of things from your side. And I will definitely will look forward to connect with you more on further projects and such. And I will definitely give it a read to your book very soon. And
Yes.
my last and doesn't relate much, but yeah, what is Women's Day for you?
I'll be honest, Women's Day is just another day for me. I don't go out with a flag and balloons and,
Yeah.
do a cartwheel in my house saying it's Women's Day. Mind you, I'm somebody who celebrates occasions. I really do.
Yeah.
You find me the happiest on my birthday, on New Year's Day, on Christmas Day, right? But Women's Day for me is every day. And I'm not saying it because everybody else is going to appreciate it, because I really mean it, because my work is driven in that direction. If you listen to my podcast, you read my articles, you read my press releases, you hear my keynotes around the world, I am literally standing up with that flag in my hand every day. So 7th of March for me is very special because I get invited in these very amazing events where I meet, old friends, where we share our experiences. So it's a reunion of sorts for me. But I want to encourage everybody to treat every day as 7th of March in whichever little way they can, right? Do one right thing, make one small change, so that when it comes to 7th March 2025, we will say in the last 365 days, we celebrated Women's Day like A, B, C, D, E. There's so much to do.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a great interaction with you. We hope we can connect with you more.